Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Matty. Matty is from New York in the USA. So let's see what Matty has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello.
Excellent. Hi.
How are you, Matty?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Of course. Thanks for inviting me.
So tell me, how's your day been so far?
Oh man, my day has been busy. I work for an insurance company over here on this side, for the basically the state-run insurance. So it's been a crazy time of year. It's that open enrollment period. So very busy.
It's good to be busy. I think it's nice. You keep yourself,
Yeah.
the things going, keeps things going, and I always have your mind busy. I think it's
100% keeps your mind active. It makes the day go by faster. You can't complain, right?
Where are you from, Matty?
I am from Troy, New York, upstate New York, just outside of Albany.
Okay. Born and raised?
No, actually, I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, on an Air Force base.
Wow.
And then we moved up to New York, upstate New York, when I was about 3 years old. And I've been in the area ever since.
I see. And what's the best part of living in this area?
The best spot to live.
Yeah. What do you like the most?
Honestly, the area that I live in now, Troy, it's a little up and coming city. So there's a lot of things changing. There's a lot of little shops coming in. It's revitalizing. They're working really hard to make it just a better city little by little. So it's really exciting to be part of it and see it all change around me, year through year.
And how far are you from New York City?
We're just about like 3 hours, depending on which way you go. It'd be 2.5, 3.5, it's depending on which way you go. There's a couple ways to get there, but right around there.
By the way, am I saying your name right? Matty or Marty?
Matty. Yep,
Matty.
You're saying it right. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, my full name's Matthew. So Matty's just a short. Actually, my brother started calling me it, and it just kind of clicked. I kind of really identify with that name. Never liked Matt, and Matthew seemed too stuffy. Oh, I have cats. Sorry.
Sweet. And I know you are an artist, yeah? So tell me a little bit about your career.
My career as an artist is relatively new. I'm really just starting to get into it. I've always been an artist since I was young, but just over the past year or so, I've really been dedicating my time and my energy to it a little bit more. Come on, Katie, get down. Really just been dedicating a lot more of my energy and my passion to it. I've just been really drawn to it a lot more over the past year, especially about 2 years since I've gotten sober. So it's really been growing ever since that sobriety took place.
And those paintings behind you, they are yours?
Yeah. These are all mine. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so how long have you been painting for? Since the COVID crisis?
I've always, throughout my whole entire life, I've always painted here and there, dabbled, done little projects and stuff like that. But I guess, like I said, like over the past year and a half or so, I've really started finding my style of painting and my style of art, and really been settling. And I've always kind of done different things, but I found myself really drawn to this kind of low brow pop art, kind of has this comic booky feel to it. Yeah, so that's been honestly, it's funny coming back to it, because as a kid, I drew comic characters, superheroes in notebooks, had folders full of different superhero groups and their villain groups. And so it's really funny to see it all kind of come for full circle. And as a grown man, kind of getting back into that comic booky, bold outline, bold colors kind of feel. So it's been a lot of fun.
Good. So before we start our journey, William the Magic Box, I would you like to tell me something interesting about yourself?
Oh, something interesting about myself. There's so much. Like I said, I've been sober for 2 years. Me and my husband got sober, and that's really been changing our lives. We've really been focusing on the healing and growth side of it. And I think, honestly, that's one of the best and most interesting things about me right now is really what that sobriety has done for myself, for him individually, and us as a couple, and how it's really been driving, my art and my business and stuff. So I think honestly, like that's really something that's been one of the most interesting things about me recently.
Wow. Amazing. Well done. Amazing. I can see how much you enjoy and appreciate that new journey in your life. That's amazing.
It's been amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's such a godsend for sure.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Yes, for sure. I would love to.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend, okay? Full of random fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question. Let's do it. Cool. Okay, Matty, before we start the game, during the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Sure.
First question for you is, what is your favorite guilty pleasure TV show?
Oh my goodness gracious. Guilty pleasure TV show. I really don't believe in guilty pleasures, to be honest. I think that we should be allowed to enjoy whatever we want without any guilt. And I think that's something that I've really been focusing on a lot, because I feel like honestly growing up, I had such an idea of what was allowed and what wasn't allowed. And so, I mean, I guess to be honest, if I want to say a guilty pleasure, something that I feel is kind of, run of the mill or whatever the case might be, we're obsessed with Drag Race. We watch Drag Race from almost every country. We're so obsessed when RuPaul has multiple seasons going on at one time. We're watching them all. So honestly, I guess that would be my guilty pleasure is the Drag Race fandom and universe that's going on.
And which season or which show is your best of the series? If there is something that you go like, okay, that was very let's say special somehow for you.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely really enjoy the kind of more like alternative edgy queens. So like Evie Oddly has always been like, I've loved Evie Oddly, Willow Pill, and honestly the All-Star season that just happened, the All Winners All-Star season, all of those girls were out of this world. Jinx Monsoon was just like, it was so amazing. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if anything, this most recent All-Star, All-Winner season was top notch. It was full of talent.
Amazing. Next question, let's do it. Okay, Matty, next question for you is, which movie had a big influence on you?
Oh man, what movie had a big influence on me? Honestly, there's a movie called SLC Punk with Matthew Lillard. And I honestly really found so much identity in that, just through, the idea and the conversation about punk and what it was then and what it can be. And I love that movie. I think that it like speaks to me as a person about my mentality on punk and edginess and that alternative scene and how we can communicate and live our lives as adults in that punk scene.
When was the last time that you watched it?
Oh, it's been too long. It's been on my list to rewatch recently again. I have it on every streaming service. If it's available, it's on my watch lists. I own a copy of it, so but it's been too long, so thank you for reminding me, because I have to visit again.
Amazing. Next one, let's do it. Before the next one, as you mentioned in the beginning about your journey as a sober guy, along with your partner, your husband, tell me when was the moment that you realized that, okay, I need to start a new journey in my life? Did something happen, or you just somehow realized that, okay, it's time now?
To be honest, I think that, complete vulnerability here, we were kind of navigating our relationship, and we realized that the best thing for us to do was, what we both needed to do. We both had spouts and, areas of sobriety where, you know, it stopped and picked back up and stopped and picked back up. And honestly, we knew we loved each other. We knew we wanted to be in each other's lives and to love each other. And we thought that the best way to do that and the best way to support each other and encourage growth and development individually and with ourselves was to go sober and take out those outlier circumstances and those influences that were holding us back. You know what I mean? I don't know if there was really necessarily one specific thing, but I think that was just like the mentality behind it and what we knew we needed to do for ourselves and as a couple.
It's amazing you sharing that, because as a couple, for sure, for you supporting each other, it's a plus, isn't it? Knowing that you have someone by your side going through the same situation and you are there to kind of support each other when you need it.
Yeah, 100%. And honestly, that's been a topic of conversation between us and something that I've really kind of been, you know, going through in my head is the idea of those people who don't have that, and how difficult it was to be sober and to go through that together. And then what it would be like to not have somebody, you know, on your side, living with you and pushing you and encouraging you and loving you through those moments where, like, sometimes it just gets lonely. You know what I mean? When you go sober, you lose so much. You lose friends, you lose relationships, you lose family members. You know, people don't see it, and people don't necessarily always appreciate the changes that you make. And so, like, it was just such a blessing to have somebody in my life with me, like you said, going through the same thing and ready to support each other through those lonely moments where it's like, maybe I would just be better drinking again because I would have friends again. You know what I mean? So no, it was definitely such a blessing to have him with me during that together, you know. So
okay, next question is that a dream you always had?
I mean, honestly, like, yeah, my dream has always been, like, ever since I was young, I've always strived to be creative. You know what I mean? I always wanted to have a creative career, as far as, you know, I was in punk bands, I, you know, did theater, I, you know, was always had like my regular adult 9-to-5 job, even though if it wasn't 9 to 5, but I always wanted to do something creative. And I feel like, honestly, right now in my life, you know, it's really coming together and really opening up. And, you know, I would never say that I'm necessarily a profitable artist at this point, but I'm striving for it and I'm pushing for it and I'm putting my stuff out there more. And, you know, just to have the confidence to put my art out there, that's honestly what I've always wanted, and I'm doing it.
Amazing. I'm glad to hear that. Beautiful. Next question, Matty. Let's do it. Next question is, what makes you feel discouraged?
Oh, myself. I feel like a lot of times, you know, I deal with a lot of anxiety issues and a lot of, you know, self-doubt, that inner saboteur, you know, that tells me maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not different enough. Maybe I'm not pushing the boundaries enough. So as sad as that is, honestly, I think that, you know, I get myself discouraged mostly, you know what I mean? As an artist, it's so hard to want to do stuff for yourself and not necessarily need the validation, but wanting the validation. And when you don't get that validation, sometimes it sucks and you hold that against yourself. You know, so that's something I've been working on and I'm going to be working on in 2023, is really just letting go of that expectation and letting go of that weight and, you know, feeling my own eyes on me. You know what I mean?
It's interesting you sharing that, because I had a few artists on the show, and all of them, or most of them, they always share the same feeling as well, the same situation, that, you know, they think that they are not doing the best, they could have done better, there is always someone better than them somehow. It's interesting, and I think at the end of the day, all of us will have that. I think we're gonna, you know, sometimes you can face in a different way, but all of us, we have that for some reason.
Yeah.
I think, maybe the society being brought up, or the way that the world is right now with social media, with things going too fast sometimes.
Yes.
We put ourselves in, you know what I mean, like bumbling sometimes, going around and don't know if you are doing better. But I think at the end of the day, as you said, when you realize that and when you know that, is halfway already of the journey of improvement, because you
Yeah.
just, as you said, you are vulnerable. You need, but when you know that and you accept it, it's a good start, because
Yeah.
we are not alone out there, and you know, always gonna have, we're gonna have that always, even though people who are literally having, you know, getting benefits of their arts like full time, they still have that for some reason.
100%. And I think you would nailed it on the head, is that there's a human experience in that. Anybody who's self-aware is always going to have that moment that you could be a CEO, you could be a mother, you could be an
Yeah,
athlete, and you're all, if you're self-aware, we should always be having some kind of drive to say, could I be doing better? What can I do to be doing better in my profession, but also as a person?
I see. Saying that, the flip side, what's the best part of being yourself?
Uh, the best part of being myself is honestly like my creativity. You know, as much as it's a two-sided coin, as much as sometimes I get discouraged and I hope and I wish that it could be better. Honestly, like I've been saying, you know, over this past year and a half, finding it and, you know, really developing it and trying new things. I'm blessed enough to honestly, like, I have a gift where I pick up things very, very easily. You know, I'll try something new. I try wood burning. I try, you know, sewing. I try all these different things, and things come very, very easily to me. I don't know why, but it's been a gift. You know what I mean? And so it's that's probably the greatest thing about being me, is, you know, my creativity and my ability to just try something new and believe in myself and somehow pull it off.
And that's the moment you are living right now. It's the moment that you are literally living this dream, or as young, as you said, you've been, since you're very young, you already had this creativity, but now is the time that you are living it, or not?
Yeah, no, 100%. I
Yeah,
mean, obviously the sky's the limit. You know, I'm just now, you know, fluttering my wings off the ground. But, you know, I think that's the most exciting part, you know, is really getting there, the journey, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, right now I'm feeling it. You know, I'm feeling on track. I'm feeling, you know,
great.
powerful.
And I can feel it as well. Just the way you talk, I can feel it here.
Thank you, thank you.
Next question. Right, before the next question, tell me a little bit about Mother Punk Design, and
Oh,
what's the inspiration for the name?
okay. So Mother Punk Designs is honestly, it's just a culmination of a bunch of things. But it started a handful of years ago, probably almost maybe 10 years ago. I was going to start a zine, like a little, you know, fold up, easy to do zine, and kind of incorporate a bunch of local artists. And the name came to me. Nothing ever happened with it. I was always, honestly, you know, back then, I was always the person that came up with ideas and took the first two steps and then just dropped it. And when I decided to, over the past year, to kind of start something new and try to do my, you know, invest in myself, I was trying to think of the name, and Mother Punk came back to me. And for me, you know, honestly, like as corny as it is, Mother Punk isn't just the name of my business. She is this deity that I created, where she just encourages that rebellion. She encourages you to push the boundaries. She encourages you to do something different with yourself every single day. And, you know, through that, you know, she heals you through creativity. She heals you and speaks to and through you, through every brushstroke, through every, you know, stitch that you sew. And honestly, like I said, it's about just pushing that rebellion and pushing something different, and not doing the same thing every single day, because I think that's what gets us so stuck. And honestly, it's gotten the world stuck, is that we've fallen into the same pattern, the same routine, this thing that doesn't change. And sometimes it feels like it's never going to change. And I think that that's honestly like where the name came from and where my inspiration comes from, is really just rebellion, you know?
Next question is, what is your idea of a perfect day?
Ooh, perfect day. A day where I don't have to go to my corporate job. But you know, honestly, I'm a Pisces, so I love being around water. But I also love solitude. I love seclusion, you know what I mean? So honestly, my perfect day would be, you know, going to like a lake house or a secluded lake, a secluded area with water, with the people I love, with my best friends, with my partner. And just enjoy each other's company, you know, whether we sit in silence or whether we, you know, have a dance party. Just being around the power of water and the power of friendship and love, you know, that's my ideal day.
Yeah, I think being in touch with the nature of the water, I think it's a therapy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's recharge your batteries every single day.
Yep, exactly.
Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay, Matt from New York. Next question is, what is the most beautiful thing someone has ever said to you?
Oh, man. That's tough. That's a tough one. Honestly, probably it's as corny as it is. You know, this is such a corny answer, but probably the time that, you know, my husband proposed to me and said that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with me, and that's so corny. That it's like, but it's true. You know what I mean? It was a life-changing moment, and it was an idea of just like this ongoing support for both of us, you know what I mean, where it was this unconditional love. You know, we both had stuff going on, you know what I mean, we both had so much stuff going on through ourselves and separately and together, and just the idea that we could both say, you know what, there's a lot of stuff going on, but we can have it going on together and we can do this together forever was probably one of the most beautiful things anybody's ever said to me.
Sweet. And
of course, yeah.
no, it's just as a genuine you know, answer. Walk me through the day. How did it happen? The day he proposed, were you expecting, or it was just suddenly?
I was expecting it. Yeah, you know what I mean. It was definitely a tumultuous time, but you know, I think we were both expecting it. We both knew it was going to happen. You know what I mean? And I think that it just made sense. It was definitely an easy answer. You know what I mean? But it was also a huge turning point for us, where we were like, okay, this is what's going to happen. But in order for us to do this successfully, you know, there's things that need to change. And it was amazing.
Amazing. 3 questions left for you, Max. Let's do it.
Okay.
Next question is, do you know anyone who is living their life to the fullest?
I mean, I think your fullest can change from day to day, and I think that it grows and it expands as time goes on. And not to sound like egotistical, but I feel like I'm living my life to the fullest as of today, you know, December 28th, 2022. You know, I do feel like I'm living my life to the fullest. And, you know, I think that might be one of the first times I've ever said that out loud or really had that cognitive thought. But, you know, in comparison to where I was a year ago, you know what I mean, or 2 years ago, where I wasn't living my life to the fullest, you know, I am right now. Yeah. Even
if you didn't say that, I would think about you, because as I can feel the energy of yourself, like at this moment of your life. I can feel that you broke out of a lot of barriers that you've been carrying for a while, and I can see that you're free now, you know? So it makes all sense, for sure.
Thank you. That means a lot.
2 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
But before the next one, tell me, how was growing up as a gay boy? Did you have the support of your family?
No. And honestly, this past Christmas, a phone call with my mother turned traumatic very quickly. Yeah, no, unfortunately, I didn't. I grew up in a very strict, born again, spirit filled Christian household. My dad was an ordained minister. My mom was a missionary. I grew up as a child prophet, which now being a grown up and kind of experiencing magic differently, I know what those gifts were differently now. So no, you know, I didn't have that support as a gay child, queer child, you know, and it was a lot to answer your question bluntly, unfortunately.
See, but now you are in a better place now. Now you can be your true self.
100%. Yes, 100%. I can be my true self. You know, a lot of things have changed as far as most of my family members. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm 100%, and I'm honestly learning more and more about myself every day. You know what I mean? You know, I'm messing around and kind of grappling the idea of gender and what that means to me, and you know, my style, my fashion sense, and how my idea of gender throughout my whole life has played a part of that, and you know, breaking down those barriers of gender, what that can mean for my style and my, you know, my inspirations moving forward, you know. Yeah.
All right. Next question is, if you could change something in yourself or about yourself, what that would be?
That's inner saboteur. That's what I would change about myself. You know what I mean? That side of me that holds me back. You know what I mean? That side of me that sometimes still puts me back in the closet, you know? But yeah, I mean, changing that negative voice inside myself and understanding that it's going to be there, but developing my skills to harness it and grapple it a lot better than I am currently. That would be what I would change.
Absolutely. And that voice is going lower and lower and lower, for sure.
It is.
Ready for the last one?
Yes.
Let's do it. Last question. But before the last question, I'm gonna ask you a tough question now. If you could, through your career, if you could pick one of your favorite piece of art that you created, that is very special for you for some reason, which one would be and why?
So your question is, if I could pick one piece of art that I've done so far, what
Yeah.
would it be and why? It would probably be this one. This one's called Up and Out, which was actually it was actually just my kind of depiction of me letting go of the spiritual battle that I had.
Can I just say something? Can you hold it when you explain it so I can understand, because it looks beautiful. Yeah. So tell me about it.
So yeah, so it's kind of a depiction of the night that that my mother kicked in my door and, you know, kind of pulled me out of the closet. She also my parents, my family, attempted to exorcise me. They tried to cast demons out of me. And so the term up and out was the term that was used throughout the exorcism. And so this is kind of a depiction of me, like, I'm like getting teary-eyed, letting go of those moments, letting go of that pain, of that hurt, you know what I mean? Whereas, you know, they might have thought that the worms coming out was my homosexuality, but it's actually me letting go of that spiritual bondage, so to speak, that's held me back and it's made me question myself and made me question myself throughout my whole entire life. You know what I mean? So probably this piece, you know, currently as to date would probably be my most precious piece right now.
Wow, beautiful. Thanks for sharing. Thanks so much.
Of course. Thank you.
Last question for you is, what is the best present have you ever received and why you consider that?
Oh my goodness gracious. Honestly, my husband. My husband recently, this past Christmas, got me a gift. that was really, really special to me, because just over the past handful of months, I've been really exploring my heritage. You know, I'm Mexican American, I'm half Mexican, and there's a lot of family lineage that went through kind of witchcraft and the bruja side of it. And I've been really, really digging into that a lot more and understanding that and experiencing it and doing research on it. And he went out and he works for an antique shop here in the city. And he went to an auction and he found me this antique, ancient Mexican type of artwork that is actually used as birds, bird feathers. So it's like these like in danger. I mean, at the point they weren't in danger, but they are in danger now. And so it's this amazing, beautiful piece of artwork made from bird feathers. That's an old Mexican technique that they used throughout, even before, you know, the Aztecs, to my understanding, from what we understand about it. So honestly, I think that's one of the most like amazing gifts that I ever received, because it really just tapped into, you know, those parts of me that I was trying to experience and trying to you know, research and learn more about.
Okay, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Sure.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. One word for money.
Greed.
Family.
Love.
One word for life.
Wealth.
Sex.
Oh man. Question mark. I guess honestly, that's the answer.
One word for love.
Peace.
Politics.
What was it?
Politics.
Chaos.
Religion.
Bondage.
Fear.
Strength.
Friendship.
Power.
Desire.
Passion.
Regret.
Heavy.
Success.
Hopeful.
Wish.
Dreams.
How about happiness?
Peace. Again.
One word for New York.
Exciting.
How about USA? One word.
You're gonna get me in trouble, Will. Chaos again.
One word for artist.
Drive.
And the last one now, mother punk design. One word.
Freedom.
Amazing. Let's pretend now we're going to meet your lovely partner for a coffee, and I'm going to ask him, tell me the most beautiful thing about Matty, and tell me something that he still needs to work on, to improve on. What your partner would say?
I think he would say that the most beautiful thing about me is my creativity. He's my biggest supporter. He loves me. He always encourages me to create, to, you know, push the boundaries, to keep on doing it and keep on going, and to forget everybody else. I think that the one thing that he would say that I need to work on is controlling my emotions. You know, being able for me to control my emotions and not to let the emotions control me.
See, do you see some work in progress?
What was that?
Do you see some work in progress regarding that?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, definitely a little bit by little bit.
Let's play now Matty and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's do it. Okay, Matt, you can ask me a question now.
Oh man. I was trying to think of something, and I wasn't sure. You know, where we were going with this interview. So I'm going to change the question that I thought, and I'm going to ask you, what made you want to start this YouTube channel?
Wow, amazing. You know, when you're saying about your childhood, like, did you knew that you're very creative, you're an artist, but for somehow you couldn't find the way you're kind of, you know, and now you're living your truly self, right? As a child as well, I know, like young age, or when I start growing up and I start understanding about life, um, I always admire people, friends that when they were saying, you know what, I was born to do that. I love my job. I love what I do. And I always admire those people because I was like, my God, how is to feel doing something that you love, that you came to this world for? Saying that, I always believe as well that all of us, we still can do different paths in life and still be very happy. You know, I'm sure you can do different things and still find that beautiful happiness and feel like, okay, I wake up every day knowing that I'm going to do something that I like. I think
Yeah.
all of us, we can do that as well. But I was always asking myself, what is something that I could do, right? When the lockdown started, the first, you know, lockdown, when the world went upside down, a lot of people, they start doing a lot of creativity, you know, surviving, living, find a different way of living. And I started thinking about doing something on YouTube that I could connect with people, I could be myself, I could express myself. And one day I went for a run in the park and this idea came along. And I was like, oh my God, that's something that I meant to do it. And trust me, Matt, it's something that I wake up every morning thinking about. I go to bed every night thinking about the magic box. So it's an idea of that I found to express myself and let people as well around the world express themselves as well.
Right.
So yeah, so that's the whole idea. It's about expressing myself and you know, be myself, and also let people connect with other people as well. So that's the whole idea of the show.
That's amazing. And honestly, like I said in our original message, like, I'll be honest, it's not like I watched every single episode, but when I was on Facebook, you know, you would come up every once in a while and I'd watch a couple of your interviews, and like I was just really, really inspired and awed and like in awe, and I really appreciated what you were doing because, you know, I at first, to be honest, I thought you did mostly artists, you know, musicians and photographers and stuff. That's what I was seeing. And I just, like I said, I thought that was just so cool and just so awesome because being a queer, you know, sometimes we don't always see us represented. We don't always see us talked about. We don't always see interviews. Oh, my phone is doing that thing again. We don't always see those kinds of representations of ourselves, the artists out there, the queer artists, you know, especially small ones. You know, we know the big ones, you know, or the big musicians or the big actors. But it was really, really awesome to see those, you know, those small independent queer artists and have them have a voice and talk about what they're going through and their inspirations and stuff. And it was awesome. I really, really enjoyed watching those videos.
Amazing. Thanks so much for taking the time for the interview. Thanks for being kind and sweet. I know, as you said at the beginning, you are very busy, but even though you found the time for the interview, I really appreciate. Before you go, Matt, if you can share a positive message, something that you live by.
You had told me to set the kind of be prepared for this, and I was going back and forth, and one of my favorite musicians right now, you know, it has been for a while, is Lady Gaga. And she has a lyric that I always try to kind of remind myself of. I have it tattooed on me, and it says, don't be insecure if your heart is pure.
Wow.
And I think that is honestly something that I keep on trying to apply and keep on trying to remember and, you know, live by, is because if your heart is pure and you're trying to do the right thing, you know, whether it's for yourself or your family or your loved ones or the world, there's no reason to be insecure. You know what I mean? If you're living honestly and truthfully and most authentically, and you're not hurting yourself or anyone, and you're trying to lift others up, especially, you have nothing to be insecure about. There's no reason for you to hold back.
Amazing, beautiful, beautiful. Let's always remember that for sure.
Exactly.
Matty, in regards to your partner, and we keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. It's been such a good time. I was really nervous, but you really made it super easy.
Amazing. I'm glad to hear. Thank you so much, and you keep in touch. Okay.
Yes.
Take
You have
care.
a good day.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Okay?
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.